Hi guys, how are you? So going back to our book, we'll start today on page 97, okay? New content, a cork, a corkscrew, a bubble, foam, to skip, to hop, to pack, to unpack, hopscotch, a marble, a pastime, a sling, to take a risk, a tea bag, to pour, a genie, to risk, steam, a grant, to grant, a kettle, to sling, sling, slang, slang, to spill out, a bottle opener. Okay guys, let's start with cork. Cork is the thing that we have that closes bottles of wine, okay? Actually, the cork is the material the cork is made of. So cork is made of cork, okay? A corkscrew is that thing that we use to remove the cork from the bottle of water. Of wine, I'm sorry. A bubble. Guys, a bubble is a ball of air or any type of gas, okay, with liquid around it. We normally can produce bubbles with soap, okay? Foam, guys, is normally white, okay, and normally made of soap. When we wash our hands, the white thing that comes out of it is foam, okay? To skip. To skip, guys, has two meanings, okay? The most common is to not do something that you normally do. For example, when you don't come to the lesson, it means that you have skipped a lesson, okay? But to skip can also mean to move quickly and jumping, okay? There is a children's game that's called skip rope, okay? That in Portuguese we say jump rope, okay? But in English is skip rope, okay? To hop. To hop, guys, is to jump on one foot, okay? To jump on one foot. To pack and to unpack. To pack, guys, means to put your things, I'm sorry, to put your things in a bag or in boxes. Normally, we use the verb to pack when we are going on holiday. So I ask you, oh, you are going on holiday next week. Have you packed? So, have you put all your clothes and everything you're going to need inside your bag? But we can also use to pack when we are moving houses, for example. Okay, when we put everything in a box, okay, to move houses. To unpack is the opposite, is when you come back from your holiday or when you get to your new house. Okay, so you unpack, you take everything from the bags or boxes. Hopscotch. Guys, hopscotch is also a children's game. It's normally when we hop, remember hop is to jump on one foot, on squares that are drawn on the floor, okay? And these squares, they have numbers from 1 to 10, okay? A marble. Guys, marble, the material marble, is a type of stone that is used, for example, in kitchens, okay? Like the counters on a kitchen can be made of marble, okay? It's a type of stone. But marble are also, those little balls made of glass, okay? That children play on the floor. Okay, we say that play is called play marbles. okay? A pastime is an activity that you enjoy doing when you are not working, okay? It's a pastime. For example, building aeroplanes, small aeroplanes, or collecting stamps is a pastime, okay? A sling. Guys, a sling also has two meanings. A sling is that thing that some new mothers, they use to carry the baby, okay? They put, it's like a type of fabric they put around their bodies, and they put the baby inside, so they carry their babies on slings. And a sling is also something that we use to throw something very far away, okay? For example, here in Brazil, it's very common for children in the countryside to have slings. They have this form, and they have a rubber band here, so they can we can throw little stones on our friends to play, for example, okay? Some children use it to kill birds. To take a risk, guys, risk is very similar to Portuguese, okay? To take a risk is to accept the possibility, or to accept the chance that something may go wrong, may go bad, okay? A tea bag is a little bag, it's normally white, with tea inside, okay? So we put a tea bag inside a cup and in hot water. To pour, guys, is a verb, and it means to transfer, okay? To make the liquid flow from one container to the other. For example, if you are drinking Coke, okay? You have the bottle of Coke and a glass. So you pour the Coke inside the glass, okay? This movement is to pour. A genie is a magical spirit, and it's from the Arab mythology. And legend says that if you control a genie, they can make your wishes come true, okay? Normally 3 wishes. To risk is just like Portuguese, it's the verb, okay? A risk is the noun, to risk is the verb. Steam is what water, when we boil water, we produce steam, vapor, steam. A grant, guys, a grant is money that we get either from the government or from a bank to help you pay for your studies, okay? It's a grant, especially when we are talking about university. To grant is to give something to somebody officially. For example, an award. An award is granted to a person. Okay, a better example, the Oscars. Okay, one Oscar award is granted to an actor or to a director by the Academy. So it's an official decision, okay? A kettle is, normally when we use the term kettle, we mean the electric one. It's something that we use to boil water. It's very common in Europe and in the USA. To sling is irregular, we have the 3 forms here. To sling means to throw something carelessly, without care, without taking care, okay? To spill out. Guys, to spill out is, for example, I have this bottle of water, okay? Let's suppose that I am pouring water here inside. If I pour more water than fits in here, it will spill out, okay? And to spill out, this is the literal use of this verb, okay? But to spill out, we can also use, for example, when we are talking about a place full of people and all of a sudden, I don't know, maybe a fire happens. So we can say that people were spilling out of the place. They were getting out in a great amount, in great quantity, okay? And a bottle opener is something that we use to open a bottle, okay? Not a bottle of wine, because a bottle of wine we use a corkscrew, okay? Very good. We have two idioms here, guys. To take something for granted. To never think about something because you always believe it will be available or it will be the same, okay? For example, nowadays we take water supply for granted because we have it, we have always had it, and we cannot imagine not having water in our lives, right? But it can also be fail to properly value someone or something, especially as a result of being familiar. For example, let's suppose your mother and father, they do everything for you, okay? But you don't give them the right value, okay? So we can say that you are taking them for granted. You are not given the value they really have to you, okay? And we have to run out of steam. To run out of steam, guys, means to suddenly lose the energy or the interest to continue doing something, okay? So, let's repeat. A corkscrew is used to open a bottle of wine, and a bottle opener is used to open a bottle of beer. The foam spilled out onto the table when she opened the bottle of champagne. But she was pleased as her glass was full of her favorite bubbles. When we boil water, we can see the steam coming out of the kettle. When they were children, they used to play marbles, hopscotch, and skip as their favorite pastime. If you don't take risks in your life, you might never achieve your dreams. Her university granted her a grant and she would be able to continue studying there. The small boy played with his sling and threw the stone into the river. Marble is a type of rock which is very commonly used as building material and in statues. As she arrived home, she slung her coat over a chair and poured whiskey into a glass to drink. A waiter normally pours a small amount of wine into a glass for the customer to taste when he has opened a new bottle. Very nice. Now, guys, let's practice. Remember to pause the video, okay, and answer the questions before I do. What should we never take for granted? We should never take for granted the everyday comforts we have. What has made Carol feel like she was run out of steam? Working and studying at the same time has made Carol feel like she has run out of steam. Did you play marbles when you were a child? Yes, I played marbles when I was a child. What do some people use to carry their baby? Some people use a sling to carry their baby. Are there any favorite pastimes among children in your country? Yes, there are some favorite pastimes among children in my country. They are hopscotch, skip rope, twister. Give me an example of an occasion when you took a risk. An occasion when I took a risk was when I moved here to campus. If a genie could grant you any wish, what would you wish for? If a genie could grant me any wish, I would wish for this quarantine to be over. And the virus too. What does the boy's mother ask him not to do? The boy's mother asks him not to sling his bag on the floor. Where does car come from? Car comes from the outside of a specific tree. How many tea bags do you need to make a pot of British-style tea? You need 2 bags to make a pot of British-style tea. When was the first train invented and what powered it? The first train was invented in Wales in 1804 and it was powered by steam. What do you have to do in order to play hopscotch? In order to play hopscotch, you need to be able to hop and jump alternatively on the squares with numbers with 1 or 2 feet. Can you name an animal that hops? Yes, I can name an animal that hops. It is a rabbit. What are Queen Elizabeth II's favorite pastimes? Queen Elizabeth II's favorite pastimes are horse riding, photography, and looking after her pet dogs. Does the nobility traditionally serve tea in tea bags or with tea leaves in England? Upper classes or nobility traditionally serve tea with tea leaves in England. Where do genies traditionally appear from? Genies traditionally appear from lamps. What could you see if you poured a cup of soda into a glass? If I poured a cup of soda into a glass, I could see bubbles. What is the statue of David by Michelangelo made of? How old is it? The statue of David by Michelangelo is made of marble and it is 518 years old. What do people normally add to their baths water in Europe and America? People normally add a liquid that creates bubbles to their baths water in Europe and in America. If you wanted to open a bottle of red wine, what would you need to use? If I wanted to open a bottle of red wine, I would need to use a corkscrew. Do you sometimes feel like you have run out of steam and that you need to relax? Yes, I sometimes feel like I have run out of steam and that I need to relax. Who poured the paint onto the floor? The little boy poured the paint onto the floor. Have you ever watched the film with a genie in it? Yes, I have watched the film with a genie in it. What do some people like to have in their kitchen to chop food up on? Some people like to have marble in their kitchen to chop their food up on. Is it important to try and make a list before you pack your bags for a long journey? Yes, it is important to try and make a list before you pack your bags for a long journey. Do you unpack your suitcase as soon as you arrive home from a trip? No, I don't unpack my suitcase as soon as I arrive home from a trip. It normally takes like 2 weeks. Was it Rachel's responsibility to unpack the dishwasher when she was a child? Yes, it was Rachel's responsibility to unpack the dishwasher when she was a child. What do we use to open a bottle of wine that has a cork? We use a corkscrew to open a bottle of wine that has a cork, not a bottle opener. Okay, guys? So again, we use a corkscrew to open a bottle of wine that has a cork. What happened to Thomas' bottle of water in his backpack? Thomas' bottle of water spilled out into his backpack. Had she looked for a bottle opener before she asked her husband where it was? Yes, she had already looked for a bottle opener before she asked her husband where it was. What does the recipe ask you to do next? The recipe asks me to pour the honey into the bowl and then mix it into the other ingredients. Very nice, guys. This is today's content. Enjoy and see you next lesson. Bye-bye.